Hello, YouTube family. Welcome back to Phase Lock Life. On my channel, I talk about locks, wellness, and some entertainment thrown in. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a abundant mindset. We need to have an abundant mindset to succeed. So, welcome to Meaningful Mondays, guys. And I wanted to come to you to talk about this because I think it is something that is very, very important. I think up to now, we have not been as a culture up to the point where I feel like we should be as it relates to abundance and being able to have it all, like as some other people have experienced for so many years, right? So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I have learned from a lot of different type of shows and different people that I have found on YouTube that I feel like I have ended up gaining a lot of knowledge and inspiration and encouragement for me to actually go on this journey of having abundance in my life as well. My personal goal is to have financial freedom. I want to be able to control my own time. Whereas times to be able to choose when I want to work, to be able to choose whenever I may want to take a trip, hang out maybe with friends, family, have time for that. I just don't want to be restricted anymore. And I think ever since COVID happened, it has really, really taught us all a valuable lesson. I feel like in a lot of ways that was a blessing to teach us to all just slow down and just really look at our lives and see what's actually happening in our lives. It gave us an opportunity to see if we were really happy, to see if there were things that we needed to change. And I feel like we were all just kind of moving a little too fast, or just kind of in that rhythm of this is what I feel like life is supposed to be: work, home, this, that, and just, this whole repetitive type of thing. And that really, although there was some hardships there, and, my heart goes out to all of those who passed away during that time, and all of that, and that type of stuff. Of course, our heart goes out to those folks who didn't make it through that time. But there was also a real significant change in a lot of people's lives that to this day it still stands firm, where people's lives have truly changed since that time. So I am going to mention a few people that in shows that I have been watching that I feel like has been really, really helpful to me, and that have been really having my mind to really shift over. There's a TV show that I have been watching that's called The School of Greatness. Is by a guy named Lewis Howes, and he has multiple professionals on his show, and it could be people talking about anything from relationships, healthy relationships, to inspirational people, motivational speakers, spiritual speakers. I mean, if you watch his show, you're for sure going to get something from it. There's no way that you won't be able to get anything from it. And I suggest, even if you do watch these shows that I'm going to mention, that you have a notebook and pen handy, because they drop so many gems that you're going to want to be able to have that notebook as a reference, guide. Okay, guys? So that was one of them, The School of Greatness. There's a new show that I have been watching. It's a black guy that has the show. It's called Rich and Unemployed. Very, very interesting type of black African American professionals on there from all types of fields, mainly located predominantly, most of them has been in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we know, I feel like Atlanta, Georgia is also kind of like the Black Hollywood, because there are so many, successful Black people that live out in Atlanta. I think it's a worker bee type of place. They really, really get things done. I think that's a really, really good show to watch. Stormy Wellington, who have I found her on YouTube. She's a girl that used to be, grew up in the same type of environment that I grew up in, an urban area, poor. She puts out her story how she was 13 years old, stepping into a strip club for the first time, had a baby at 15 years old. She had to, live that rough, that real hardcore type of life. And now she is a multi-millionaire. Les Brown literally is her personal mentor. I believe his name is Cardone. I forgot his first name, but he's a billionaire who she's being mentored from. So, her Wall Street Trapper, a guy from New Orleans who did a stint in prison, a long stint. I think he did like 10 years, and ended up learning while he was in prison how to do the stock market. A white guy had, gave him some game on how to do that, and he's flourishing today. Dr. Bouquet, she's a African, well, she's a Dominican woman, still a Black woman, but she's a Dominican woman, from the Dominican Republic, and she's a psychologist. I found her channel. I think her name is Dr. Bouquet. Bouquet. I'm sorry, I can't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but it's Buque. So that and others, the Digital Trapper, Earn Your Leisure, two Black guys who learned the stock market. They have Financial Mondays, and they really, really drop a lot of jewels in game. I'm telling you, which has really been transforming my mind. I feel like this half of my life, when we grew up, we didn't get all of this information. They didn't teach us this in school. We didn't get, after school, you're taught, they teach you stuff that you don't end up using in real life. You're taught to be a worker bee, to work for companies. You're taught to go to school, whatever, whether it's you go to college or not. A lot of people haven't even done that. And then you're taught to just go to work for someone else. So you are actually building someone else's dream where you could be actually building your own. And I kind of feel like, wow, at this age, while I'm in my fabulous 50s, that I finally at this time, began to just finally start learning about some financial literacy. I think that's really, really sad, but I guess it's still better late than never. So at this point forward, I'm not worried about the spilled milk. What I didn't know then, my goal from here on out is to better my life financially, be able to travel. I want to be able to do that. On my bucket list, I'm definitely getting out to the motherland, to Africa. I will touch down in Africa. I am going there. I did my DNA thing. That's a personal thing that I truly want to do. There's some other places that I really want to have on my bucket list. I wanted to go, me and my daughter's dream trip was always to go to London. So I definitely want to do London. There's a, for whatever reason, New Orleans, I think there's something calling me in New Orleans. I don't know. Maybe it's just to go to the French Quarters or whatever there is. But I do want to I want to visit there as well, for whatever reason. But I just kind of feel like there's a whole bunch of culture there in New Orleans, and the food I think will be really delicious. And I just kind of feel like I would like the way that the people, it just seems like I would like that culture that they have there. So those are just some of the few places that I would like to visit. But back to how to maintain this abundant mindset, and the fact that you have to have this abundant mindset in order to even manifest any of this stuff that I'm talking about. And I'm kind of want to just piggyback off of my last Meaningful Monday, and these are some other type of things that I wrote down here that I feel like that will help you to create this abundant mindset. Mind you, like I said, from these channels that I have been watching, I have gathered some of this information and want to share it with you guys, and hopefully that this could also help you and get you on your journey to financial freedom, whatever that might be. It might not just be completely financial. It is abundance in health, abundance in wealth. I mean, because without your health, let's go back. Without your health, there's nothing else anyway. So we first have to start with ourselves and make sure that we're healthy enough and that we're taking care of our bodies and we're doing all the things that we need to keep ourselves good so that we can be able to go out and execute these things that we want. So it can be financial, it could be your abundance in your health, it could be your abundance spiritually if you want to grow spiritually, it could be abundance in that. So I'm talking about all the way around, not just financially, but actually all the way around your life, whatever abundance means and freedom means to you, okay? So some of the ways in which we're going to do this is, guys, and this really, really works. Be in service of others, right? So even if one thing that I have noticed and learned, even if sometimes being in service of others don't always mean that you have to give them money or anything like that, although sometimes it could be someone on the street that may need just to get something to eat, and then you offer them $5 and they're able to eat for that day. That's being in service of someone. It could mean when someone may just need you to have a talking to someone. Maybe you just give them some encouraging words for that day, or give of your time, or whatever that is. But the key is to learn what you put out is what you're going to get back in. That's just a universal law. What you put out is what you're going to get back in. So a lot of the times, being in service of others is just going to always bring good karma back to you. So just remember that always, no matter what, wherever you are in your life, whether you're starting from here or you're up here, remember to be intentional and add value to people's lives, because although money is good and it can make your life more comfortable, it still doesn't replace being able to change someone's life or really being there for someone when they are truly in need. Believe me, it will always bring good karma back to you. Don't worry about the money, okay? Don't worry about the money, because it will come. And that is one thing, it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong. When you have been born and come from a mindset of lack, and it's very understandable when it comes to a lot of us, when we've had a history where things have been, transferred down to us over, decades, there's some ancestral cords that we have to cut. We have to remember, we came from ancestors that was put in bondage and developed over years this mindset of lack, and being taught that you couldn't have it all. You couldn't have these things. You had to have your stuff in the afterlife or whatever that is, that it was not possible on this earth to have it. So we really do have to do that deep work to cut those ancestral cords. Like, so you can look up something on YouTube or whatever to learn how to do that. That's something that I have actually done and continue to get myself out of that. And to be honest with you, I used to literally have anxiety around money and being able to, oh my God, how am I gonna pay my rent? How am I gonna pay this bill? I mean, I literally used to worry and have stressed out moments about it. And I can really truly tell you that if you put that work in to really change your mindset, like, about money, really find out what money is and how you shouldn't covet money like that, how you shouldn't worry about money like that, and then when you just continue to do what you're doing, following the steps in the mindset of abundance, you're going to be really and truly surprised how, just think about in your life how when you may have worried about something and then you didn't know where in the world that damn money was going to come from, and then all of a sudden it just worked itself out. So if you've been living all these years up to this point and you have a roof over your head and you got clothes on your back and you can eat, you got a car to drive, or you got some weird for transportation and you're actually making it, then that should tell you already you have beat the odds. You may not be where you want to be, and we can always improve upon things, but you are just doing so much better than so many people that even have a roof over their head. So just know you are in a good place, guys, okay? So don't worry about money. Don't trade your time for money. Now, that's something that I am still working on right now, learning how to position myself in a way in which I don't have to trade my time like at a 9 to 5 for my time. They said that is the worst trade ever. All of the big multimillionaires and billionaires say the worst thing you can do. Now, I'm not saying now, is being an entrepreneur for everybody? No, obviously it's not for everybody, but it is a very, very lucrative thing to do, and it doesn't have to be a whole big thing. It could be, if you're a type that have done hair, which I have, I've actually made it a business. My business is Studio 1104, and when I do hair and make money off of that, deposit it into my business account and do different things like that, so that when the government rolls out things like when COVID-19 happened and all this other kind of stuff, a lot of people were able to get loans like the PPP loans and actually get that money waived off. Now, there was a little tricky thing to that, because a lot of people was actually getting sued with those PPP loans that was doing it wrong. People that were grabbing millions and thousands and just getting ridiculous on it. But if you actually are doing it the right way, meaning you are actually paying taxes, not doing it under the table, but paying taxes on it. I don't care if you're baking cakes in your house and people are purchasing your cakes and then you're getting taxes taken off on your money. I don't care if you made $200 for that month and you're doing it like that, you register your business, you are eligible for whatever they are giving out from the government for your business, including tax write-offs and all that other type of stuff. So you look into that and then you will find out what you could be eligible for. Currently, I am doing a part-time job because I do not want to have all of my time taken up. I am not willing to trade my creativity and stuff like that, my entrepreneurial spirit, and my time to do those things and develop that for a full-time job. I will keep this until I am able to even let that go and do this full-time, but I am going to have to get to that point. I am not yet still at that point where I can just completely let it go, but I am halfway there. I am creating with my business. I am growing my clientele. And then I started to do other things, which I will talk about a little bit later when I go down the list of how you can help to create that mind of abundance. So when I want to be creative, some of the things that help me in a huge way, and I know for a fact, this is a fact, when you need to really think, and when I really need to just think about what I'm going to do, I'll bring my notebook and my pen and I go out into nature. Once you go out into nature, you're going to already feel closer to God. You're going to feel quiet. It is something about nature, God's creation of nature, that's just going to automatically put your mind at peace and at ease. When you're quiet and when you're just in that hole, it just gives you a feeling of serenity. You're going to be able to think. Your creative ideas are going to come to you. You're able to do so much more, especially when you're in nature. You're hearing all of God's creatures, like the birds and just different types of animals that may be out there. It always works for me. And one of the main things, and what I'm so truly happy about, is that I am a water girl. I don't know if it's because I am a water sign, but I love being near bodies of water. And I was just ecstatic when I found out that there was a lake literally 10 minutes from where I live. Where I used to live, you would have to ride 45 minutes or better to get to. I mean, it were closer places, but I really mean like out to really nice lakes and, oceans and things like that. Really, where you can really do some high-powered manifestations out there. And I go there now, and when I'm just in that nature and by that water, at that time I'll do a lot of manifestations out there. I'm with my notebook and pen, I'm writing down ideas that come to me. Even just to be quiet and just get into that whole meditative space, I'm telling you, it will fill you up. That is something, once I've gotten to this spiritual practice that I have now, it has made my life so much better. And I've been on this track for about maybe the past, I would say, 4-5-ish years. And I'm telling you, if you don't have a spiritual practice, whatever that means to you, whether it's getting out in nature, going out by bodies of water, meditating, praying, lighting your incense, saging, these are all the type of things that I do. It has brought so much peace and stability into my life that it took away my anxiety, my fear. And don't get me wrong, you will still have your moments where you will be like fearful of certain things, especially if it's like big steps or move that you're trying to make. But trust me, I couldn't believe it myself, where like I literally, like, the anxiety I was having or whatever it is, or the fear of if I'm going to be able to make it or not. Well, what about the money, this and that? And it's not that easy down here getting jobs and all this kind of stuff, but having that practice has just given me faith that I can do it. I know I can do it. And just me being here at this time, just me being in this beautiful apartment, manifested this apartment, like even when I didn't have a job, literally on I was on unemployment and had some money saved, but when people kept telling me, you're not gonna be able to get no apartment, especially not no brand new apartment, and yes, I ended up getting a brand new apartment that had everything I wanted. I wanted a laundry room in my house. I wanted a big tub. I wanted a balcony. Literally, I literally manifested this apartment, and it had everything I wanted in this apartment. Okay, it's crazy, guys, but I'm here to tell you it works. So when you're getting out there, you're going to do that. You're going to manifest, you're going to pray, you're going to get quiet. Tap into your creativity, guys. I'm telling you, once I got quiet, I ended up just getting creative. Listen, I don't know where it came from. I just ended up, when I ended up having the time and able to just sit back and stuff, I just started going out buying things from stores like Hobby Lobby and just different stores, and just I started making jewelry, just started making necklaces, learning how to do it. And I wasn't even watching no videos. It was just that I just actually just kind of looked at the jewelry I had and went into the store, kind of, looked at some of the directions and things like that, and just bought some things and was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to make this, I'm gonna try to make that, and actually ended up making bracelets, necklaces, this and that I actually was able to sell. I didn't even know that I was going to be able to sell that stuff, but I was actually able to sell a good amount of the jewelry that I made. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I would even wear some of this jewelry I made. So that's what made me believe that I could actually sell it. And I did. There was one lady that I do want to thank, and if you're on here, thank you again, Lisa. You know who you are. That told me about my value. Stop undervaluing yourself. I was because I didn't believe that I could actually sell the jewelry, I wasn't even pricing it the way that I should have. But when she said that, I really realized that, yeah, I am undervaluing myself, but that is a part of releasing that, those cords, those ancestral cords of lack, releasing all of those old, patterns, all of those, I forgot what do you call that, but it's, I forgot the word that they use, but it's like really really letting go a lot of the old mindsets and the cords that you had when maybe you were growing up, you watch your parents do certain things and how the mindset they had, and then all the people that were around you, and then it follows you as you grow up into your life, and then you don't realize how valuable you are. But I am very very happy to say that I have been working very greatly on that, and where I was even when I sold those necklaces and stuff to this neighbor of mine, I am happy to say I am not even at that space now, because I'm working on that every day, guys. So learn how, tap into your creativity, and understand how valuable you truly are. Okay, because each and every one of us have something to offer, and we all have value to add to this world. Every single one of us, I don't care who you are. Take off your shoes, ground yourself. Sometimes I just take out my shoes, walk out on my balcony, just get my feet on that ground, and just let that grounding come through you from your feet on up. Just get grounded, just balance yourself out. Just when you need that, if you're a little bit aggravated for that day or whatever have happened, maybe you've had a long, tired day, you want to get that grounding. I keep saying this stuff, but I do that often. Take those shoes off. You'll be surprised how it will balance you out as well. Okay, guys. Another thing that I tend to do is spiritual baths. I love doing them. That was one of the reasons of which I wanted to get that big tub, because I wanted to be able to do that to where you're going to use, well, some of the things that I use in my spiritual bath are, you can use your essential oils. I use frankincense and myrrh oil. You can get that off Amazon. This is like an oil that I used to use even back in the day. I love the smell of it. Very very spiritual oil. I have my candles that I like there. I may have on some music that is like the 428 hertz, something that I may be playing, something that is taking away all kind of negative energy, or I may be doing something where it's a sound of abundance, or something that's bringing financial success my way. Whatever, you can YouTube that and put on whatever type of, they got all kinds of sounds, and what was I using, the mantras from Ganesha, like some Indian mantras that are on there that are really awesome. And there's just so many different ones. You can just type it in and it'll just bring up so many Buddhist sounds and chimes, singing bowls, all that type of stuff to really just get you there. I use also rose petals. Sometimes I may want to do that when I want to get a little more luxurious. I'll add ginger root, slice up some ginger root, slice a lemon up if you want to cleanse your body. Lemon is a natural cleanser, astringent. Literally just cut that lemon in half and literally cleanse your body with the lemon. I learned that from Iyanla Vanzant. You could put, sometimes I may put crystals in my bath. Just make sure it's crystals. You can use like a pink quartz, that is for love, for, just to enhance the unconditional love that I want to continue to, bring on myself, and just embrace myself with that. So I may put that in there. I may just put a black tourmaline for protection in, and a citrine crystal for abundance if I want to manifest money, guys. Okay, I may have a tea, a nice tea, maybe burdock root. You could do elderberry, something very nourishing and healthy for your body. And I may want to choose to read a book, something that's going to feed feed my mind while I am in there, or just plain lay back and relax. You can add your bubble bath if that's what you want to do. So these are some of the great things. I also want to mention another wonderful, wonderful woman out of New York, Queen Afua. If you don't know her, please look up her name. She's a really, really amazing spiritual teacher, Queen Afua. I ended up getting her book. The book, there is a main book that she has, and this book is awesome. It's so awesome that I want to see if I have it right here real quick so that you guys can see it, because it's actually a book that is really based on healing for a woman through spirit, through practices. There's things you have to do. It talks about changing your diet, healing your womb. It talks about how to, she tells so many stuff in this book. She has different, I think she actually does retreats and she actually does programs, but it's really, really intense. It's not for the, you cannot be, this is not like faking a funk here. Like, this is not, if you're not ready for her, then don't even try it. And to be honest with you, although I'm growing spiritually towards that, I don't even know if I'm ready to like actually be there and do one of Queen Afua's programs, but I want to be there. I really and truly, because if you go through her program, you will be transformed. It's to a point. She had said something that really just kind of like got me, like I was like, wow. It was like, because once you cleanse your mind, body, soul, and spirit in the way that this book says, you won't even be with a partner that's not even like that. Like, you won't even, your body will be so clean, your mind and your spirit, that you won't even sleep with a man that is not taking care of his body like that. Meaning, like, if his health isn't well, if his mind isn't well, like, whereas that will impact you literally if you even connected with that man. So it's like how you can be a mirror, like how you treat yourself and how you clean yourself up, you're gonna mirror that back. So at the end of the day, when we complain, a lot of times we'll complain about why we keep attracting the same thing. And a lot of times we don't understand is that we are a reflection of who comes into our life and what we attract. So when you get to that point where you're cleaning yourself and your world up to that extent, you are going to attract that which you are. So that's the path and journey that I am on. The past has been one of, just kind of a rough, past and everything, but it is getting better and better. I am so glad that I'm being fed and surrounding myself, because it's going to be up to you to surround yourself with the right things, right people, the right environments in order for you to be able to reach where you're trying to go. And I definitely want to be in a space that is really beyond where I was, and that is the truth. Okay, guys? So also, how can I forget? Oh my God, if you guys see this, guess what, guys? Look, I can't believe I meant to mention how, oh my God, I would be so remiss if I forgot this. Look what I bought, guys. And this, I need to grab that book, but look at y'all. I bought this dog. Look at who that is. Look, guys. This is no other than Miss Madam C.J. Walker, okay? What other better doll to have than Miss Madam C.J. Walker, the self-made, first black self-made multi-millionaire woman who did it off of doing hair. And when I found out that this doll came out, it's made by Mattel. It's a Barbie signature, Madam C.J. Walker, entrepreneur, philanthropist, activist, inspiring. It's by the Inspiring Woman series. The only thing that I wish is that I really do wish a black company would have came up with this. Um, that's the only thing that I just like feel like Barbie and Mattel already capitalized on so many other things. I really wish they would not have been able to capitalize on this. I feel like the hair industry has really been, we have been robbed of our riches when it comes to the hair industry, because we are the ones who actually make up the majority of people who spend money on their hair. And it has been taken over by a lot, the Asian community, and other people that have capitalized off of something that we, playing on our fears and stuff like that. But that's something that I don't just completely blame on them. That's something that we have to face as well. But anyways, I got it because she is a symbol of something that has been in my life for a very, very long time. Like I said, guys, I've been doing hair for over 30 years and still going. I'm still doing hair, just in a different place in it. And she is all that I would aspire to be. I'm very, very happy to have this doll. I used to actually collect some dolls for my daughter that was in the Barbie collection, but the collection ones, not like just like whatever they were collection ones, but this one, when I saw this, you guys, if you're interested in the Madam C.J. Walker doll, if you're a hairdresser and just kind of want to have this as a collectible, you can purchase it on Amazon or Target. I will suggest that you get it off of Target because it's $35. I think some taxes was 36 and some change. On Amazon, they are hiking the price up because I think the lowest price on there was $75, which is absolutely ridiculous. But although she is definitely worth it, but they're just actually price gouging. You can get her for $35 at Amazon, okay? So I think all of you hairdressers out there should go on ahead and go get that Madam C.J. Walker doll, okay? Let me try to grab this book because I really, really want you guys to get this book by Queen Afua. I think it will really, really be very, very helpful to your life, especially if you're on a spiritual journey. 1 second. Here it is. Sacred Woman, Queen Afua. And as you can see, when I was in Boston, I was working on this. There's a prayers that you do that I'm actually get back into. I actually had a sacred room when I was up there. I had a 2.5 bedroom, which I made one room my sacred room. If you have a space to make a sacred room, I suggest you do that and just bring all the elements in there, like water, plants. Like I had a big fish tank in there that I just, the water, just the sound of the water. I had plants that was on there. I would light my incense candle and then earth. So the earth, the dirt will be the dirt, the green, the water, and then the fire. Okay. It was amazing. It has different chapters in here. It is, what are these called again? These are the 7 chapter, no, let me have it, chapter 14, gateways. There are 9 gateways. That's what she's talking about, is 1 through 9. There are these different gateways, and this is sacred word, sacred food, sacred movement, sacred beauty, sacred space, sacred healing, sacred relationships, sacred union. And then gateway 9, Nephra, attuned, the sacred lotus initiation, sacred woman production, products and tools. This book, listen, if you want to do some deep diving, I mean, they have sacred exercises you do. The foods, of course, are very natural. You're bringing in fruits, vegetables, things like that. It's a very clean diet, guys. But anyways, that is all I have. I truly hope you guys got something from this. I really, really, really and truly hope that we guys are on a path of transformation and change in our lives. Okay, please share this with someone who may need this information, because I know I did. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel if you got something from this. I really wish that more people would tune in, because it just seems like when it comes to the things that are really helpful, this is just not, so zoom that people, want to be able to tune into stuff that's really going to help to transform them and more into the other stuff. But we're going to pray for them and hope that they start to embrace this and come over to things that's really going to help them actually in their lives. Okay. Thank you once again to all of my new people who may have clicked on this channel, and all of my lock stars. Thank you for keeping it lit over here, as the young people say, and brightening up this space over here. I love the light. Okay. As always, like I said, sharing is caring, guys, and take care. Peace. Love you guys.